Yay!
You're always so excited when we manage to go live.
It's like magic.
Uh-huh. And this is why we normally do these things after bedtime.
Really?
Ah. Okay, hi everybody. Sorry we've been gone a while.
Game of Thrones was really good, except for that one part.
You mean like the entire second half of the season?
Yeah, that part.
um, our absence started with I got the flu really badly right about the time we finished Circe. And then like
And then
Robin,
Robin wouldn't stop working.
yeah, Robin was working a lot of overtime, and then Game of Thrones started, and Robin was still working a lot of overtime, and so Sunday nights was taken because of Game of Thrones and hanging out with my spouse, and
Why would
yeah,
you do that? Why do you have your stockings hanging up? Your Christmas stockings.
because we never took them down.
It's June. I'm sorry, people. I am so sorry. I should have done this
They'll be
before
there.
we started.
They'll be there till Christmas. They'll probably be there till we move. It really makes me sad though, because Sean and Connor have ones that match exactly, and mine's smaller. And
Well, I mean, someone's is covered up by the Lego, so we can't tell.
yeah, Sean's and Connor's match exactly. Buddy, I'm in the middle of something right now. I can't turn on Lego Batman for you.
Alright. How about when you're done?
Maybe. It might be dinner time when I'm done.
Alright.
Okay? I love you.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Is it fall yet? I love my kid, but he's been home every day.
It's only been like 2 weeks.
I know. But I've barely slept in 2 weeks.
So sorry.
But so lots of things added up to where we were gone for like 4 months. Because I think our last discussion was in January.
Holy, that's 5 months.
Yeah. Yeah. We were supposed to discuss this in like February, and yeah.
Okay, but we're discussing it now.
Yes. Okay. So I actually have to go back and look for my review of it. So it was because it's been so long. I remember I really liked it.
My mom saw me reading it.
February. Okay, February we read Song of Achilles, so it must have been March.
My mom saw me reading it, and she's like, "Well, what's it about?" I'm like, "Ma, I'm on chapter 2." Okay, but why does she have a book? And it's like, because she's in the Odyssey. Okay, and what else? I'll tell you when I get past chapter 2.
Here we go. So yeah, I read it from March 25th to the 31st.
I read it after that.
Right. But yeah.
Pretty sure I was reading it when I went to go see Hamilton.
Jealous. So jealous.
My mother had to get tickets, or else I probably would have disowned her.
So I gave it 4 stars and said it's vengeful and kind at the same time, multifaceted and sweet. If I remember correctly, I was a little like, I felt like the story was a little held back by the fact that she doesn't leave Aya most of the book. I couldn't hear you.
Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was mic issues or
Oh, I was just being very quiet. I was in the middle of it's strawberry wine.
Jealous that you can actually be drinking right now. I actually have to go to work in like 5 hours.
I only worked 3 hours today. It was good.
I hate you.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, so it was a little like my favorite moments were some of the moments where she was being most evil. Like when she changed Scylla, when
When she made Scylla the Scylla that we know.
yes. Basically any moment where she was most vengeful, I was like, yes. But I also really liked the way they showed her as a mother and her fears as a mother, and how important that was to her character. Because we tend to have like this dichotomy of like strong female characters and then mother characters, and they almost never cross. A lot of strong female characters are like no kids, which is cool, but at the same time, it's nice to see a mother also be like wicked powerful.
I like the progressive character development. Like, you know, the Circe at the end of the book is 100% not the Circe at the beginning of the book.
Oh yeah, totally. Like she grew so much, which obviously, like you look at the fact that it's not like it's a travel book. She's basically on Ayaya for 75% of the book. You really have to focus on that character development in order for it to be like interesting at all. But I like how she went through stages. It went from the Circe at the beginning of the book, who like was basically just her father's pet, barely. Like she sat at his feet constantly and did nothing.
And like, oh my god, he's here.
Yeah, like she was weirdly obsessed with her father. And then she grew into like her vengeful self, and then taking on Scylla for stealing the person she thought was hers. And then like moving on from that to moving to Ayaya, learning about herself as a witch and what that means, and how her herbalism, because that's what her magic is. It's herbalism more than just natural power. Learning how to maximize her effect and be who she is. Getting to see moments with her sister. Getting to see moments with her brothers, like all that sort of stuff.
There are very few people in her life who are just not like, I need a word besides evil.
Selfish and vindictive?
Yes, that one. It's just like,
well, they are gods, so
yeah, Greek ones at that.
They tended to be pretty selfish and vindictive.
But it's just like
overall. But yeah, so I felt like the character growth was amazing. Her just like the fears that she had having a mortal son that she wouldn't have had if he wasn't, like, were kind of amazing. Just because she was so freaking terrified of everything. But at the same time, then you find out she has good reason to be, because, the gods are trying to kill him. Specifically Athena. And then there's the fact that her fears for her son end up leading to the death that Athena was so afraid of in the first place. Like Athena's interference in what is his name?
Telegonus?
Telegonus, yes. Telegonus. Her interference in his life made Circe go overboard in protecting him, getting him that stupid spike thingy from the Leviathan or whatever it was. I forget what it was called. It's been a really long time.
I in my mind, I saw it as like a giant underwater scorpion.
Yeah, a little bit, kind of like that. But
I forgot his name too, but underwater scorpion.
She went and not so much stole as borrowed his spike.
I mean, I was say because he gave it to her. You know, she passed the test.
Yeah, he gave it to her, and then the only agreement was that she give it back when she was done with it.
But I mean, she's the only god who's willing to kill herself for it. Was that what it was?
Yeah, she was willing to take on the pain of the spike in order to take it for her son.
Yeah, that one.
And that ends up leading to the death of Odysseus, which is kind of tragic for Circe too, because she loved Odysseus. I really kind of liked the interaction between her and Penelope too, as they learned to trust each other after Odysseus's death, because like they have no reason to at all.
Oh like, God, I can't imagine. Oh.
By modern standards, like both of them should have like hated Odysseus.
By modern standards?
Yeah.
By like any standards.
Well, at that time period, what he did was pretty normal.
That don't mean they gotta like it.
No. And he's still a pretty shitty person for sleeping around, and you know that doesn't even include the 7
years. And hey, let's chill out at on this island with this girl I'm sleeping with for the next year.
And then when I leave her, I'm gonna go to another island and stay there for 7 years and sleep with that girl.
That has bothered me for like a decade.
But I'm still gonna talk about how beautiful and wonderful and perfect my wife is while she's at home for 20 years just waiting for me to come back.
And I'm like, I wonder how much, you know, if I ever go reread the Odyssey or, you know, a simplified version of the Odyssey, how much of Odysseus is, you know, the 10 years it took him to get back, how much of that is his own dang fault?
Well, seeing as 7 of it was spent on Calypso's island quite a bit.
I'm like, she did not trick you into bed every night. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, we're now off topic because Calypso is not in Circe.
Okay.
But I do like that while Odysseus was on Aiaia, how she's like, yeah, I have a feeling that the bards are going to tell this totally different.
Yeah. Yeah, because she knows how men are. And her turning men into pigs was pretty fun. I enjoyed that quite a bit because they deserved it.
Oh God, they were evil.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, most men were, because you know, slavery and rape, and like you could make a woman your wife just by raping her. Yeah.
Oh my God. That bothered me when we were reading the Song of Achilles. It's like, oh, all you have to do to marry this nymph is have sex with her. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, but by the way, you have to hold her down while you do it. I'm like, wait, what?
Otherwise she'll escape.
And yeah. Like,
yeah. But that was no, like that was the time period. Like people were shitty.
You mean people stopped being shitty?
I like to think we're getting better. we're less shitty now than we were. Doesn't mean we're not shitty. We have a long way to go. But I have hope one day we won't be. Maybe.
Let's hope it's before the world ends.
It's probably not going to happen. I mean, what? We've got like 30 years till the environment decides to kill us.
Oh yeah, I thought it was I thought we had like 50 or 60. I mean, it's still probably going to be like in our lifetimes, depending on how long we live. But
I really, really just want to make it to 2073.
Pourquoi?
First Contact Day.
Oh God! Yes.
April 5th, 2073.
I feel like you already have that on your calendar. Like,
I am going to turn to Sean and ask him where the damn Vulcans are.
as long as there's no Borg involved, cool.
I'm okay, bud. No, I'm not dying. Stop acting like your father.
It's a little late for that. I mean, he's been acting like his father for a very long time. Also, don't forget you're raising a supervillain.
Yeah, there's that. So,
how are we talking about First Contact Day while reading Circe?
The weirdest part about Circe to me was her falling in love with,
Please tell me you're talking about Telemachus.
Yes.
I'm like, you slept with his father.
You bore his half brother. Like literally, she ends up falling in love and becoming mortal for Telemachus, Odysseus's older son, who is his son with Penelope, and she becomes mortal in order to be able to leave her island to go travel the world with him, while Penelope becomes the new Circe, which is kind of cool in that, you know, she escaped her imprisonment and banishment by becoming mortal, but also really kind of weird that she fell in love with her ex's son. I mean, still pretty like in line with Greek history, but weird. It's kind of like marrying somebody and then like once they marrying somebody older than you, and then once they pass away, marrying their child with somebody like their adult child from somebody else. It's weird. It's odd.
Yeah.
Not quite like that, but pretty similar. Except the part where she was like millennia older than any of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked the fact that Penelope and Telemachus weren't villains in the story. I felt like they easily could have been. And I like the fact that she instead of hurting either of them for being Odysseus's family, she took them in, and it kind of was like a like they were both women wronged by him instead of being like, I mean, even I don't think Circe was even really wronged by him. She knew he had a wife when they got involved, so she wasn't wronged, but she knew Penelope was and had every right to hate her and was actually expecting Penelope to try to kill her or Telegonus for a while. But I liked it overall. It was fun.
Yeah. It had a whole lot less action than
Song of Achilles.
Thank you.
To be fair, it like I said, it was really hampered by the fact that she literally only got to leave Aiaia the once after she got sent there until her mortality, like until she made herself mortal.
I read up on Circe a couple days ago. And by read up, I mean I just perused the Wikipedia page.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And apparently in the actual myth, she ends up making Penelope and Telemachus immortal.
She makes them immortal?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
I know. Also, apparently a lot of things that were written about Circe have been lost to time.
So there's a lot more stories about her, huh? Interesting.
And like Telegonus
or Teleg?
Thank you. Has his like own epic poem that has been lost to time.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's called Telegony. Telegony. It's called the Telegony.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It must be referenced in somebody else's writings. That's how we know about it, even though we don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
But so next we are going to be reading.
It might take me a while because I might be cutting it with Children of Blood and Bone to keep my sanity.
You're gonna read Children of Blood and Bone?
Oh, I've started. And then I was working too much and reading didn't sound as fun because I was tired all the time.
Yeah, that happens.
But I've started. I'm about a quarter of the way through.
I like that book.
I actually own that book. I just haven't. It's been sitting on my shelf, and I'm like, I have no power. What am I gonna do? Let's read.
But so we're gonna be reading Twilight next by Stephanie Meyer. Neither one of us are really looking forward to this series.
I'm just looking forward to ripping it a new one.
Yes, because neither of us have actually read it before. I tried in high school. I was recommended it by somebody who was like, "You like vampire books? Read this." And I picked it up and I read like a page and threw it against the wall.
I think Alex likes it.
That is not a selling point. So we're going to be reading this. We're actually going to break up the books and read a book of Alana the Lioness in between each one. So we're going to read Twilight, and then we're going to read Alana the First Adventure. And those should take us pretty quick because they're pretty short books.
And they're like preteen age books.
Yeah, and they're fun. But we know we're going to like them. So
because we've read them already.
We were talking about what we were going to break it up with to keep us sane, and we were talking about maybe doing Falling Kingdoms, but we wanted to make sure it was something we were going to like.
Yeah.
And like we both have really high hopes for Falling Kingdoms, and we're going to read it after we finish Twilight, but we wanted to make sure that with Twilight we were reading something we enjoyed in between. So we're going to be rereading The Song of the Lioness Quartet, and we're going to continue using Tamora Pierce's books anytime we have to read something that we're like dreading reading just for the funny of bad reviews. We're going to break it up with another Tamora Pierce series that we read around it, just to make our lives a bit happier. So our hashtag will probably be pretty busy with Twilight. I will probably be tweeting a lot of, "Oh my God, what the fuck is this?"
Why is he glowing?
Like sort of stupid stuff. So keep an eye on the hashtag Book Buddies Live if you do. Yeah, we are both. We're dreading reading this, but looking forward to discussing it.
To ripping it a new one.
But it may take us a little while just because of, oh my God, it's Twilight. So join us next time. We'll try to not wait 4 months between discussions this time, hopefully. Especially since if we wait 4 months, you'll be back in school and like.
I know, but currently, I am only working 6 hours a day, no overtime, ever. You have 2 months of me not having overtime.
Exactly.
Well, 3 months because it won't start until October. So like 3.5, 4 months, somewhere in there. My math sucks right now. I just woke up.
Yeah, but at least we won't have Game of Thrones coming back, so that'll keep us from being distracted with that.
Also, over the summer, I have a whole lot less TV to watch. I think I have currently 3 shows I'm watching.
Yeah, and I'm not really watching anything except Stargate.
You're a child.
Well, there's that, but I was talking about TV wise. I'm really only watching Stargate, which is on my time.
Yes, I'm watching Andromeda, and I've lost steam.
I miss
I
Andromeda.
can't wait until you get to episode 200.
Well, episode 100 was really good.
Episode 200 is better.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will be talking to you guys hopefully within a month or so. I will try to kick Robin's butt into gear if she falls too far behind.
I can't help it if the book sucks and I don't want to read it. I should go get the thing book from the library, though.
Yes, I actually have to start it ASAP or I'm going to have to return it because I checked it out like shortly after finishing Circe.
Oh.
And I'm hitting, like, I've hit my renewal limits on Twilight.
I haven't even, like, considered going to the library to get it yet. Like, this is the first time I'm like, oh, library.
Yeah, I've had my hands on it for a while.
Just looking at it is...
I had to hide it in my bookshelf so my husband wouldn't see it.
What the heck do you mean? Huh. It's a good thing I belong to 2 different libraries.
Why?
Because one of them doesn't have Twilight.
What?
Oh, wait, there it is.
Okay.
There it is.
I was going to say, something's wrong there.
I know.
Like, as much as I wish it didn't exist, it does, and it's fairly popular.
I was confused because I only saw 2 copies at one library system and none at the other. They share a library catalog.
Yeah. I'm probably going to have to return it before we finish.
I feel like I'm going to become an alcoholic while reading this book.
Please don't. I love you. And to be fair, that's a legitimate fear for your.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like, because I worry about your mom.
You worry about my mom, and I worry about my bloodline coming from my dad.
Right. I'm just saying, like, your mom has some signs of some stuff.
Yeah, no. I had a coworker tell me that my mom is a closet alcoholic, and I told my dad, and he's like, "Sounds right."
And your dad would know.
Yeah. Occasionally, when they were together, my dad would be like, "I know we can go to some meetings."
For context, Robin's mom tends to use a lot of alcohol in desserts.
Yeah, all of them. I got in trouble for not putting Kahlua in cookies.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, some people might want cookies that don't have alcohol in them.
And I mean, my mother has dang near a liquor cabinet in her garage. She lives alone.
And doesn't she, like, because most of the time when you use alcohol in baking, it bakes most of the alcohol out, doesn't it? And doesn't she add more after?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we don't give that stuff to kids.
Yeah.
My mom actually made a special batch of cookies whenever she knows a kid's coming over that don't have alcohol in them. My mother is throwing a party, and the request is that everyone bring a bottle of wine. She is not sharing. She's not serving these bottles of wine. They are for her collection.
Yeah, your mom might need help. I worry about you, Robin.
Well, my dad is more worried about my brother right now.
Well, that's probably because he's out, like, partying and stuff.
No, it's because he keeps getting DUIs and keeps getting his license taken.
Yeah, that's worrisome. You'd think,
and not just once, multiple times.
Especially since, like, Uber's pretty accessible. Like, it's really easy not to drive while drunk. Really easy. One, you can drink at home. 2, Uber or a taxi.
Okay, we're done with this chat. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye, guys.